Hello friendly people of the internet, I am Hyper Super Sora, and welcome back to the good, the bad, and the ban-worthy. Today we're talking about the Xiangjian. At least I believe that's how it's pronounced. I'm gonna butcher a lot of card names today, so get ready for that. But we got a lot of cards to go through, so let's not waste any time. I'm going in a certain order. Miao Ye, hey. The Xiangjian Swordmaster. If it's normal or special summon, you can reveal one Xiangjian card or worm monster. Special summon a token. The token is a tuner, level 4, or 0 attack, 0 defense, water, level 4, or 0 attack, 0 defense, worm tuner. Or if that tuner is on the board, you cannot perform a link summon. So, yeah, this whole archetypes thing is, what people call 1 card XC, even though I call it 1.5 card XC. Synchro Silicon. More like 1.5 card XC, since these cards do require the tiniest bit of setup. Are they still good? Yes, I'm giving this card a ban-worthy since it's sent as Synchro material to get to fucking draw a card. Yeah, it's been a while since we had a ban-worthy on this show, but goddamn, he's worth it. Yeah, basically only needs almost 1 card Synchro. Oh, and it gets you to draw a card. You have another card, Xiangjian in hand while this card's on the field. And you, summon this card. 3+2. Who? We'll find out why later. Tai, the Xiangjian Swordmaster. Level 4 Wind. You can banish 1 Xiangjian or a monster in your graveyard. Special summon the token. And can't be link summon, but if this one's sent to the graveyard as Synchro material, you get the Foolish Burial, one of your Xiangjian cards. This one is not getting a ban-worthy although it does get a good. There is no real best target to Foolish Burial yet, not that I can see, but it is very good. Since I'd say it's better than the water one, and making those 1 card Synchro plays. Since usually, more often than not, you're going to have cards in graveyard than hand. This is more for turn 2 or later setups, while the other one's more for turn 1. Next up we have Long Ye. Hey, the first level 6. The Xiangjian Tactician? This one's different, since, well, for one, we can't just normal summon it. You have to discard another Xiangjian, or another worm, special summon this card from your hand, then special summon the token. And of course you can't special summon except for Synchro summons. But if this card's sent to the graveyard as Synchro material, just burn your opponent for 1200. Okay, it's just a burn card, but it is a further extender, so I will give it a good just for that. I don't know if I mentioned this, but the wind also gets a good one. So yeah, another good. We've had 1 ban-worthy and 2 good. Next up is Xiangjian, the Xiangjian Astonishable Beast or something. And I'm not the greatest at reading, if you haven't noticed. This one, on the other hand, is different. One, it's level 6, but it doesn't do the usual special summon itself, make a token. Before damage calculation, if a worm monster battles an opponent's monster special summon from the extra deck, you can destroy both of them. And that your opponent. You can destroy both that opponent's monster, and this card. Ugh. You can only use the following effect of this card's name, and once per turn during your main phase. During the main phase quick effect, you contribute 1 monster special summon on this card from your hand, and if you do, send. And if this card is sent to the graveyard as Synchro material, you can target one card on the field. on the field or in the graveyard and banish it. That's kind of the underlying theme of this deck. It likes to banish stuff. But this one I don't think is the best out of them. In my opinion, it'd even get the bad category. Since for one, it gets rid of stuff in the battle phase, it doesn't make a token. Yeah, banishing stuff is fine, but we have better ways to banish stuff. Gets bad. Sorry. Earth is my favorite attribute, and... sorry. Next one is a little one I could get more excited about. Xiangjian, Swordmaster of the Illusion Iris, is during your main phase. If a monster whom effect is negated is on the field, quick effect special summon this card from your hand. If your opponent special summons a monster, except during the damage step, because of course, activate one of the effects. If it's special summoned from the hand, you can special summon one monster from your hand. Special summon from the deck, draw 2 fucking cards, and special summon the extra deck, you get to destroy one of them. Of course, you can only use one of these effects per turn. It's a hard once per turn. Iris gets a good. No shit. The stipulation is not that hard. With effects failures and impermanence, your stuff can get negated, your opponent's stuff can get negated. It's just good. It's even splashable, even. Okay. Next up is not a Xiangjian, but it might as well be. Ecclesia, the Vertivus in white. Well, Ecclesia here is a level 4 tuner monster. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, special summon this card from your hand. And you can only use that once per turn, hard once per turn. And it has a quick effect where it contributes itself to special summon either A, a Xiangjian, or B, a Fallen of Albaz from your hand or deck. Yes, this is the Lone Fire Blossom of the entire Xiangjian archetype. This card gets a ban worthy, especially since you don't have to give up your normal summon. Do I have to explain why Speedroid Terratop is on the ban list? Yeah, this is another one that gets ban worthy. Alright, next up we have our spells and traps. The Xiangjian Dragon Sword appears. That's a fucking badass name. Add one Xiangjian from your deck to your hand. Or if you control a Synchro monster, you can add one on Worm instead. Yeah, this is kind of like generic support for Worms, kind of like Tri-Brigade was generic support for the Tri-types, as we're calling them. Anywho, if this card is banished from the graveyard, you can target one Xiangjian monster you control and reduce or increase its level by 1. So we have a little bit of level modification here. And the other spell has that effect too. By the way, this also gets a ban worthy. Xiangjian Man, the great spiritual peak. Is monster reborn. Target one Xiangjian in your graveyard, special summon it. If you control a Synchro monster, you can target a worm instead. Okay. And it has the level launch in Act 2. This one gets a good. Doesn't get a ban worthy since it doesn't help out with consistency. Xiangjian suddenly shift. This is Icarus attack, where you can target one of your worms, destroy it, and 2 cards your opponent controls. Nice. But when you banish it, you get to special summon the Xiangjian token. And with its, of course, the usual restrictions of can't link summon with it, but it is a tuner, so synchros are not off the board. Or this card gets a good. It's Icarus attack. And in some cases, it can be better than Icarus attack because 1, it's searchable, and 2, if you banish it, you get a token. Next up is Xiangjian Research. This one does not get a good. Target 1 face-up monster you control, banish up to 5 Xiangjian and or worm monsters from your graveyard, and if you do, the target gains 300 attack for each. And if this card is banished, you get the token. It's a battle trap. Really, I could see it being Foolish Burial Goods or it being fucking what's the card? Gold Sarked Away. Hey, to get a free token. But other than that, you just play this because you don't want to send your sudden shifts. Yeah, you get a bad. Sorry, research. Should have done your homework. Okay, next up is the extra deck monsters. Xiangjian, the Xiangjian, Hand Sword Master. Ugh, my pronunciation is horrible today. So sorry, guys. One tuner and one non-tuner worm monster. It's not generic. This card is Synchro summoned. You can add to your hand or banish one Xiangjian card from your deck. So you don't even need Gold Sark because you can just banish it with this card. This card fucking is amazing. Oh, and once per turn you can banish one Xiangjian from your graveyard. Hard target one effect monster, negate its effects. Its effect failure on legs, and it's a consistency card. What more can you want? It gets the ban-worthy camp again. And this deck will be meta. If everything goes wrong, it'll be tier 2, but if everything goes right, it'll be very much up there. Next up is Xiangjian, the Xiangjian Grand Duke. This one is generic, requiring a tuner and one non-tuner. But it gains 100 attack and defense for each banished card. Either banished card. Alright, monsters your opponent controls loses 100 attack and defense for each banished card. If this card would be destroyed by an opponent's card effect or by battle, although I don't imagine that's happening anytime soon, you can banish a card from your graveyard instead. So it's got protection, it's got attack modification. What else do we got? If a cards are banished, except during the damage step, you can banish one card. You can banish one card from each of your opponent's field and or graveyard. You can only use the effects of this card once per turn. Oh, so I banish a card, and I get to take 2 of my opponent's cards too. This card is good. This card is also funny. In kind of the way, what's it called? What was the deck called? Great Maju, I think it was. The way Great Maju was funny. It get big, it hit hard, it protect itself, and it banishes stuff when stuff gets banished. Good. God damn. Damn, this archetype is sure shaping up to be something good. Do I think it'll be meta? Yeah. So much so that we had 3 cards in this pool today that I thought would have been ban-worthy. And I know, I probably mispronounced every fucking card here today. But what did you guys think of the Xiangjians? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Leave a like on the video if you liked it. And maybe I'll do a deck profile on these one day. I am interested in them. Subscribe to see that. And hit that little notification bell to see when I upload. All the time. Until next time, I've been Hyper Super Sora. Sayonara.